Time flies, doesn't it? It's Christmas again. Did you know that on average, depending on who you ask, Brits admit to spending up to £1,500 on Christmas? A recent survey showed some very interesting results. A significant number of Brits admit that they are reckless over Christmas. 1 in 10 admitted that they are still paying debt incurred last Christmas. 30% admitted that they found it very difficult to budget for Christmas. And a further 36% admitted that they felt guilty when they heard that someone had spent more than they have on Christmas presents. And another 21% admitted that they overspent on their Christmas meals. As a result of this, 42% of all Brits admitted that they struggled to pay their January household bills. 15% admitted that they struggled to pay both their January and February bills. 7% said they struggled to pay their January, their February, and their March bills. And a further 5% said they struggled to pay their January, February, March, and April bills as a result of this reckless behavior over Christmas. When we return, I'll share with you 7 tips and tricks that you can apply in your personal life as you prepare for this Christmas and perhaps Christmas 2021. Hello everyone, my name is JP of JP Financial and Accounting, Everyday Finance Made Simple. On this channel, we try to train, to coach and equip you in relevant money management skills that you can apply in your daily living. And of course, we also try to glean as much wisdom as possible from scripture. Perhaps this video has come way too late for many of us because we've already overspent on our Christmas shopping. We have overspent on gifts and presents. We have overspent on Christmas goodies, whatever they may be. But I thought it's better late than never. And also, perhaps even more importantly, I thought we could redeem a few of our viewers and prepare you for Christmas 2021. As I said in the introduction, I've compiled a total of 7 tips and tricks that you can apply in your life to help you avoid this Christmas trap. And hopefully it will help you not to overspend this Christmas and perhaps more importantly, Christmas 2021. Tip number 1, set a budget for Christmas and stick to it. The reason why many of us overspend is because we do not have a plan. But if we budget and have a plan, it is easier for us to track our spending. And when you have drawn a budget and a plan, make sure that you track actual expenditure to your plan. I have created a spreadsheet which I can share with you if you want to see how to budget for Christmas and how to track your expenses. While talking of a budget, one other thing that you could do is review your gift list. Go through the list and see if you really need to buy those gifts that you want to buy, that you intend buying. Because if you go on eBay or other websites, you'll be surprised the number of people that list unwanted presents. People are just selling off these presents that they get over Christmas or even like during times like birthdays because people don't really want the present that you have bought for them. So review your list and make sure that you include things that people will value. It is true that the most important thing is the thought, but if the thought does not match the present, then it is going to be sold off or it will just stay at home unused. If you are buying stuff for children, consider buying second hand. Generally, children don't mind whether it's brand new or second hand. So if you are buying high value stuff, for example, consider looking at second hand because sometimes you can get very useful second hand. As I said earlier on, many people receive presents which they do not want and sell off anyway. I have bought brand new stuff at less than half price, less than quarter the price on eBay and other websites because people have received the stuff as gifts and they don't want it, so they sell them off. So consider looking at that option. If you struggle with the concept of using bank cards, debit cards, and so forth, I would urge you to consider using cash. Withdraw the cash and hold it in your hand and start doing your Christmas shopping. Tip number 2 that I'll give you, I will say in advance, even looking at Christmas 2021, if you can open a savings account called Christmas Fund Savings Account and start depositing money into that account now. If you open the account now in preparation for Christmas 2021, it will help you greatly in 2 ways. Firstly, it's because you'll have the funds saved away. Secondly, because you can start shopping early. This leads me nicely to the next step. Consider to start shopping early and avoid last-minute shopping. One of the main reasons why many of us overspend is because we leave it way too late, and by the time we start shopping, the prices in the shops are already way inflated because the retailers know that you are going to be shopping anyway at that time. And also, consider using technology to make shopping easier. This way, you also can get the best prices. Tip number 4, avoid overspending on your Christmas meal or on food during Christmas. Many of us overestimate our appetite, and as a result, we find ourselves buying way too much food in preparation for Christmas. And as a result, after Christmas, the amount of food that we throw away, the amount of Brussels sprouts, parsnips, and other vegetables that go straight into the bin and into landfill is astounding. Prepare a detailed Christmas shopping list before you go to the supermarket. Otherwise, you'll find yourself just piling the trolley with a lot of things that you do not necessarily need. Tip number 5. Remember that retailers are competing for your business. In December 2017, the Daily Mail published a very, very interesting article. Why we can't help overspending over Christmas. Psychologist reveals the 3 tricks shops use to nudge us to buy. This article is interesting because it reveals the mind of the retail industry. It shows how much they invest in ensuring that we buy. The article is long enough to do a separate video on, but I'll just highlight the 3 tricks which they use. The trick number 1 is called the scarcity effect. If you think that something is only available for a limited time, you make it a priority and you believe that it is important. So they make us believe that during Christmas, things are available for that short period of time. Therefore, we prioritize them and buy them even at inflated prices because we believe they are scarce. Trick number 2, which retailers use to make us overspend during Christmas, is called overwhelming stimuli. When we walk into the shopping mall that is filled with Christmas tinsels, Christmas music, Christmas lights and sounds, we get overwhelmed and we start spending thoughtlessly because we are stimulated by those lights, by that sound, by the beauty that surrounds us. That's why maybe shopping online is a good idea, because you avoid that stimuli. Trick number 3 is a simple old one. Retailers recognize that we have this innate inability to forecast the future. And because we can't forecast the future, we over-forecast how much food we need. We over-forecast the number of presents that we need to buy. We over-forecast the number of decorations that we think we need. We over-forecast the amount of wrapping paper that we need. And as a result, we overbuy on all these things and the retailers pocket the money. A classic good example of this is when we pile our plates during Christmas dinner. We think we are going to eat all that food. We overestimate our hunger. But at the end of it, you notice that half the plates are emptied into the bin. Retailers know this and they use it as a trap to get us buying. So it will be useful for you to have that at the back of your mind all the time you're shopping for Christmas, that there are traps in the way that want to ensure that you do overspend over Christmas. To summarize this, I would say watch out for fake sales. Watch out for loss leaders. Think about Black Friday, for example. They will sell one item very cheaply, but the rest of the items are inflated. And that loss leader leads you to commit and you end up buying other things that you don't need. Think about loyalty cards. Think about retail credit cards. Think about what they call decoy pricing. All these things are there to trap you to overspend. Be vigilant and ensure that you don't fall foul to these tricks and traps. Tip number 6, manage expectations. You know there are people that are expecting gifts from you. Make sure they are not over expecting, because if they are over expecting, you can fall into the trap of overspending. I think this is particularly true for parents because your children are expectant and you do not want to disappoint them. So you end up buying way too much than you had budgeted. But if you manage their expectations so that they know what to expect from you, then you do not disappoint them. Tip number 7, which is my final tip and trick for this Christmas, is look out for miscellaneous expenses. What do I mean by this? I mean avoid expensive extras. Things like unplanned travel, unplanned outings, the temptation to grab a pizza or a takeaway instead of making meals at home, extravagant and unplanned decorations, wrapping paper, stocking stuffers, Christmas crackers. All these things can add up if they are not managed. If you really think you need these things, make sure that they are in your initial budget. If they are not, avoid spending on them. Unless you are sure that you have underspent on your budget and you have extra money that you can use on these things. But all these things add up. This is why as many as 42% of the people interviewed admitted that in January they struggled to pay their bills or to meet their household bills. When I was younger, I used to hear people talking about the January disease, and I always wondered what kind of a disease this was that only affected people in January. When I grew older, I discovered that it was not a disease at all. People were referring to their indiscipline when spending during Christmas. Finally, let us go to our verse of the day. Today, our verse of the day comes from Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Very interesting, isn't it? That today, many of us all around the world are planning for Christmas. We have bought the presents, or we are buying the presents and the gifts. But how many of us have thought about buying a gift for the birthday boy? We say that Christmas is Jesus' birthday, right? But how many of us have considered a gift for Jesus, like the wise men? Many of us are going to overspend, but not a single thing will be reserved for Jesus, whom we claim to be the birthday boy. I would like to appeal to you that as you are planning for your Christmas, you consider a gift for Jesus too. How can we give Jesus a gift at this time? There are many ways we can do this. Think about giving to charity. I'll recommend my personal favorite charity, ADRA. Please consider ADRA in your giving. Think about your less fortunate neighbors. I'm not talking about those neighbors that are going to give you a gift in return. I'm talking about those that have nothing to give back. Have you thought about them? That could be your gift to the baby Jesus. Think about people in other countries where they struggle to meet their daily needs. This Christmas, would you consider them? This is my appeal to us. As we give gifts, let us think about a gift for Jesus. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please do like it, and if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can get future videos that we are going to be posting on this channel. God bless.